7 p.m. Mrs. Guy, was this meeting properly posted?
Yes, it was.
And do we have a quorum?
We do.
Can the audience hear me okay out there? I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. I'm seeing Mr. Hall. Needs to be a little louder? Okay. So I'll just kind of talk a little bit while we wait for the mics to get turned up. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for taking time out of your evening to come spend a little time with us and learn a little bit more and be actively involved in your school district. 7 of us represent y'all here on this dais, and we love to see when this room is filled like it is tonight. So thank you for being here. Now can we hear me very well? I see a gentleman in the back with a thumbs up. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. At this time, I will turn it over to Mrs. Thomas for opening exercises.
President Campisi, school board members, Dr. Rodriguez, the opening exercises for the June 1st, 2026 board meeting will be presented by our board members. We will begin with the prayer led by Helen Barat Timms, followed by the pledges to the U.S. and Texas flag led by Jesse Martinez. If everyone would please rise.
Good evening. Would you join me by bowing your heads tonight, please? Loving and gracious God, we thank you for the opportunity to gather together on behalf of our community and our schools. We ask for your divine wisdom and discernment to guide our decisions tonight. Bless our teachers, administrators, the students that we serve, and also the new staff that come on board tonight. Grant us the patience to listen to one another with open hearts and the courage to make the decisions that foster a safe, thriving, and equitable environment for all. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, and you may be seated. At this time, I'll turn the meeting back over to President Campisi.
Thank you, Mrs. Thomas. That was very, very quick and official. At this time, we will move on to item number 4, a public hearing. Item number 3, citizens' participation. Mrs. Garcia, I understand we have speakers signed up today. All right, thank you very much. Citizens' participation is the time that the board will hear public concerns or public comments from those who have properly signed up to address the board. At regular board meetings, the board shall permit public comment regardless of whether the topic is an item on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. General public comment is limited to no more than 30 minutes per meeting. At all other board meetings, public comment shall be limited to open session items on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. Each speaker is reminded that he or she is limited in his or her presentation to a maximum of 3 minutes, which can be further limited or reduced by the presiding officer, and that he or she should respect the confidentiality concerns and refrain from attacking the personal character of any individual student, staff member, or board member in addressing concerns or comments. Pursuant to state law and board policy be illegal, the board cannot consider or take action on concerns at this meeting unless they pertain to an item on the posted agenda for this meeting. Any deliberation or decision on an item that is not posted for consideration at this meeting shall be limited to a proposal to place the subject on the agenda of a future meeting. Ms. Garcia, I have 3 in my hand. Is that correct? Very good. We have 3 speakers. The first speaker is Tamaya Lewis. Welcome. If you would approach the podium in the center of the room. And again, I ask that you not refer to an individual or employee, student, or board member with criticism.
Yes, sir.
You'll be given 3 minutes to speak.
Yes.
When you hit the 1 minute mark, Mrs. Guy will alert and say 1 minute, and then you'll continue.
Yes.
Start by introducing yourself.
Yes, my name is Tamaya Lewis. Thank you for letting me speak. I'm here today because my daughter goes to Lee High School. She's in the 9th grade. My son is here with my daughter and myself. My son was in the hospital for about 45 days. He had some brain problems. My daughter had to miss school due to his problems in the hospital. So she missed quite a bit of school, and she was behind on her work. So while she was missing school, she was asking the counselor, was she behind on her credits? And so as the school year went on, she was talking to the counselor and asking the counselor, hey, am I going to need credit recovery? And the counselor was like, she told her, this is what she told her, you're smart enough to know if you're passing or not. This is what she said. Now, I spoke to the principal. The principal said he was going to handle it. But I came here to let you all know what's going on after school. Because to me, if you're the counselor and you're speaking to kids like that, that's not appropriate. A child should be able to go to a counselor and talk to them openly about whatever they need to talk to them about. So if you're talking to kids like that about their grades, are you speaking to them about other things inappropriate? So I wanted you all to know, and not just the principal at the school, because that's something concerning to me. Because these are kids, and the way the world is right now, everybody has problems. Adults have problems. Kids have problems. And that's what that counselor is there for. And when I called to talk to her, she told me that she's taking tests and she's substituting. I told her, that's not what I'm calling you about.
1 minute.
If you're doing that, how are you doing your job? So right off the bat, I knew she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do by the conversation she had with me when we started our conversation. So that's why I know I needed to come here and let you all know what was said to me, what was done to my daughter, and what's going on. And I feel like someone needs to talk to the principal and talk to her about her actions and what happened with my daughter. That's it.
Mr. Lewis, thank you so much for addressing the board. We do not have a two-way conversation, but I do want to share with you that this district has policies and procedures in place that would support a grievance process.
Yes.
And you can reach out to any administrator to find out more about that, or on our website if you so choose to pursue it a little bit further as well.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming to talk to us tonight. Our second speaker is Adriana Lopez. If you would, come to the podium, state your name, the topic you're speaking on, and the same rules apply. You'll have 3 minutes from the time you begin speaking, and Mrs. Guy will let you know when you have 1 minute remaining.
Yes, sir. My name is Adriana Lopez, former student of Robert E. Lee High School. I'm here today to address ongoing concerns surrounding student safety, social treatment, and the way student experiences, including harassment and isolation, can go overlooked or handled insufficiently within school environments. Schools are intended to be places where students can learn, develop, and place trust in the adults responsible for their well-being. However, for some students, school may become an environment marked by social isolation, intimidation, and fear of speaking openly. Harmful behavior does not always occur publicly. In many cases, it takes place quietly, through harassment, manipulation, or the perception that certain individuals are socially protected while others are disregarded. These situations become even more challenging when those responsible for harmful behavior appear respectful or influential in public settings while privately contributing to environments that leave others feeling isolated or unsafe. Because these individuals are viewed as respectable, well-liked, or successful, their actions are overlooked, minimized, or dismissed entirely, making it even harder for students affected by said behavior to feel believed or supported. As a result, many students begin to believe that speaking up may worsen their circumstances. This concern becomes particularly serious when reports involving harassment or assault are not addressed in ways that make students feel acknowledged or protected. I speak not only from observation, but from personal experience. My own experience came from Horseman Middle School, my 8th grade year, when a 7th grade student exposed himself inappropriately on a school bus after a UIL event. The situation was being investigated when a school officer asked if I really wanted to go through with making the situation a court matter, detailing and emphasizing that I could ruin his life. This experience significantly affected my sense of safety, trust, and comfort within the school environment. Schools encourage students to speak up, yet too many feel uncertain about whether their concerns will truly be handled with care and urgency. Many students are left feeling unheard, unsupported, or afraid to report at all. This is not about attacking our schools. It is about asking our district to do better with the students it is responsible for protecting. I ask the board to continue improving how reports of harassment and assault are handled by ensuring students have clear reporting options, properly trained staff, timely responses, and access to support throughout the process. A safe school environment is not just about policies written on a paper. It is about whether students feel protected when it matters the most. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez, for coming to talk to us tonight. We do appreciate that.
Thank you.
Our third speaker is Brenda Lopez. Welcome to the podium, Brenda. Same rules apply. Start by stating your name, please.
My name is Brenda Lopez. Good evening, everybody. So the last meeting, I spoke of all the things that had happened during the Robert Lee band trip. According to Mr. Brooks, things are being now implemented. So hope it protects all the band students and all the ones that are taking trips. There is a few people in your staff that do protect the staff so they don't allow anything to get out of there. But there's a few that protected my child. So I want to say thank you to Mrs. Christy Smith, who's the counselor, and witnessed firsthand how that band teacher segregated my child. And she actually grabbed my daughter and said, "Are you okay? Are you comfortable being in this room?" And walked out with my daughter from that band class. I appreciate her. Kudos to her for having that audacity. To Dr. Steele and Dr. Bollinger, who actually took the time to give me a call, showed great compassion and guided me through the process. Thank you. I do appreciate it. And yes, Mr. Joe did contact them to contact me, so thank you, sir, for doing that. I greatly appreciate it. There's a lot that still needs to be done. The Bible says, watch over his children, and he commands the adult because they are the weak ones, so protect them. So I pray for all of you that are here that say that you are teachers and delegate for our children. I pray that you are doing what God has commanded you to do. Proverbs 31 instructs believers to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, that is the children. So I pray that you are doing that. I admire my daughter's strength, who has gone through the bullying and through all of this as a child, and still shows such strength and such compassion, and the gentleness to actually forgive those who have attacked her and continue to be a resilient child. I admire the strength that extends beyond physical capacities and the compassion, profound emotional resilience, and the integrity to know and decipher the difference, the wisdom to see what is right and what is wrong, and to make her own decisions. To my daughter, you will always be my hero. Keep fighting. You mean the world to me. God loves you, and he will always guide and protect you.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. That concludes our citizens' participation. We'll move on to item number 4, public hearing.
Yes, Mr. President, board members and community members. Tonight we have a public hearing to discuss the 26-27 budget and proposed tax rate. Ms. Bridget Clark is going to give us the information. As you may recall, at the last meeting that we had, there was a request that we move this agenda item forward. So we appreciate Mrs. Clark for giving us the information. Ms. Clark.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ms. Clark, before you get started, let me throw something out there. I want to advise the public this is a public hearing as well. So at the conclusion of Ms. Clark's presentation, we'll open the podium up in the center of the room for public comment, and that is where the board will receive public comment for anyone that wishes to speak. So at the conclusion, feel free to get up and line up in front of the podium to make comments pertaining to this item and this item alone. Ms. Clark, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President, Dr. Rodriguez, board members. So tonight is the grand finale of the budget. It's been it's always a long slog from November even. So thanks everyone for hanging in there with me. But tonight shouldn't have any surprises to anyone. We have gone over these items multiple times, so the public hearing is just a summary of that, and it should go fairly quickly. All right, so just to recap the highlights from the budget itself, the whole entire budget, we are presenting balanced budgets for the general fund and debt service fund. We are presenting a spend down deficit budget for the child nutrition fund, and we'll get into that a little bit more whenever we get to that slide. It is by design and by TDA, Texas Department of Agriculture, approved spend down plan for child nutrition services. We also are including in this budget a general pay increase of 2% for all employees. This is a repetitive slide as well. We got the preliminary taxable values in April, and you can see we have a slight decrease, not anything major, but again, this is preliminary values only. So we'll get those certified values at the end of July, and that'll be a precursor to us adopting our tax rate. Speaking of tax rates, we're not asking for any changes in the tax rate. It's going to remain at 0.745 for M&O, which is maintenance and operations, and it's going to remain at 0.325 for interest and sinking, and that gives us a total tax rate this year as well as last year of $1.07. This you will see in the action items following the superintendent's report in this public hearing. This is just a detailed one-page summary of the general fund, the school nutrition fund, and the debt service fund. These are all the legally adopted budgets. It also gives you a total there in that fourth column of all funds together. The second column you see there is child nutrition, and you see that does have a deficit, a planned deficit of $5.361 million. If you take the $21 million in total expenditures, $21.4 million in the child nutrition fund column, and you take 25% of that, that's what we're required to have in our fund balance. Now, they did change that to 6 months reserves right now, but it's not retroactive. So if you were already on a TDA spending plan, Texas Department of Agriculture spending plan, you're still going to have to go down to that three month mark, right? Then you can build it up after that, but you have to hit that target first. So just to let you know, that's how that works. Again, we're looking at balanced budgets with general fund, and balanced budget with debt service, and just the 5.361 negative planned deficit with school nutrition. So that'll be what you are approving in the action items later in the meeting. So as I just said, we're going to consider adoption of the budget in the action items, and that is a wrap. Questions?
Thank you, Mrs. Clark. Sit tight for just a few minutes. We're going to open up the podium now for public comment, as this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to come address the board on this item, please approach the podium now. Not yet, Ms. Clark. We're gonna give it about a minute just in case. I'm seeing some heads nod out there. I would like to say this is the first time you're presenting a balanced budget since I've been on the board. Remarkable work to you and everybody at Goose Creek.
Team effort for sure.
Last call for public speakers on this hearing. Seeing none, this hearing is now closed. Mrs. Clark, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mrs. Thomas, I'll turn it back over to you for recognitions and acknowledgments.
All right, this evening we have several recognitions and acknowledgments. First, please welcome Dr. Anna Espinosa, Director of the Goose Creek Education Foundation.
Good evening, President Campisi, members of the board, and Dr. Rodriguez. Tonight, I am so excited to recognize another outstanding year for the Goose Creek CISD Education Foundation's Innovative Teaching Grant Program. Since its establishment in the spring of 2010, the Innovative Teaching Grant Program has become the Foundation's signature initiative, providing millions of dollars in support for innovative learning opportunities across Goose Creek. This year, we received more than 170 grant applications, a testament to the creativity and dedication of our educators and staff. Following a competitive review process, the Foundation awarded 63 grants totaling $188,000. And at this time, I would like to invite the members of the Goose Creek CISD Education Foundation Board of Directors who are here. Please come forward for a recognition photo.
All right, please welcome Dr. Ray Laban, Director of Fine Arts, who will recognize some of our award-winning fine arts students.
Good evening, Dr. Rodriguez, Mr. Campisi, Board of Trustees. It's a pleasure to be in front of you once again. We have three acknowledgments for you this evening for our fantastic fine arts students and teachers. The first recognition that we have is the Fine Arts Department is proud to recognize our department as being named as one of the 2026 Best Communities for Music Education recipient by the NAM Foundation. This is a national award. The Best Communities for Music Education Award is a national recognition presented to school districts that demonstrate outstanding achievement and commitment to providing high-quality music education opportunities for all students. Districts are evaluated on multiple factors, including funding, participation, instructional access, scheduling, facilities, and community support for music education programs. More than 1,000 districts and schools across the nation were recognized in 2026, and Goose Creek CISD earned this distinction through their collective efforts of our students, educators, administrators, and stakeholders. This recognition reflects the continued growth, success, and impact of music education programs across Goose Creek CISD and highlights the district's commitment to providing students with meaningful fine arts opportunities. With us this evening, we have some of our fantastic music teachers. If you guys want to move up for your recognition photo, so thank you guys so much for coming. Can we give them a round of applause as they come up? We had an inside joke. It's like, hey, some of you guys even put on a clean shirt. We're really happy that you came. It's their award, not mine. Okay. Let's give our teachers another big round of applause. Next, the Fine Arts Department would like to acknowledge the All-State Band and Choir students for being selected to the TMEA All-State Ensemble. First up, in the All-State Band, in the 11th grade from Robert E. Lee High School, we have Mr. Seth Lewis. Our All-State Choir members. First, Miss Morgan Gregory, 11th grade from Robert E. Lee High School Choir. Come on down. She is accompanied by her director, Miss Silverberg. And by the way, this is the first All-State Choir student in about 26 years from Lee High School. And I want to make sure she gets her flowers. She did that because this is Miss Silverberg's first year as the choir director at Lee High School. So big honor for Miss Silverberg as well. Clap for her too, absolutely. And last but certainly not least, in 10th grade from Ross S. Sterling High School, we have Mr. Arnell Zalamea. Come on down, Arnell. He is accompanied by his director, Mr. Dylan Forenshow. And selection to a TMA All-State Ensemble is one of the highest honors a Texas music student can achieve. These students advance through a thoroughly and highly competitive audition process involving thousands of students across the state. This is a great honor. One more hand for those students. Okay, we have one more set of All-State students. We would like to acknowledge the Texas Dance Educators Association All-State Dance students. So first, from Ross S. Sterling High School, representing the Stars, we have Miss Mia Clea, accompanied by their directors, Miss Lori Alexander and Joanna Iskis. Next, from Robert E. Lee High School, representing the celebs, we have Miss Mia Martinez, accompanied by their directors, Morgan Galvan and Clayton Baker. And can we give Ms. Galvan a big round of applause? She just had a baby about a few months ago. She's a brand new mom. All right, and last but certainly not least, we have Miss Kendall Bowen representing the Dazzlers of GCM High School. She is accompanied by their directors, Ms. Angie Upshaw and Julia Birch. And working security, we have Izzy down there in the corner. Most days she is my best friend. Today she is sleepy, so we're not best friends today. I know. See, I said it. Let's have a big round of applause for all of these fine art students.
Our next recognition will be presented by Dr. Shannon Ramirez, Coordinator of Advanced Academics, and Jennifer Fierro, Director of Counseling and College and Career Readiness.
Good evening, President Campisi, board members, Dr. Rodriguez, and guests. This evening, we are proud to recognize students from Impact Early College High School who represented both their school and Lee College as members of the Lee College debate team. Under the leadership of Lee College interim head coach Jerry McCauley and former director of debate Joe Genikos, these students competed at debate tournaments across Texas and the nation, earning numerous individual and team honors throughout the year. Most recently, the 5 students recognized tonight played a key role in helping the Lee College Mendoza Debate Society capture the 2026 International Public Debate Association National Community College Championship. Competing against more than 50 colleges and universities from across the country, the team earned Lee College's 10th national championship since 2013. Their achievement reflects the dedication, talent, and hard work of these students, as well as the strength of the partnership between Impact Early College High School and Lee College. Tonight, we proudly recognize the following Impact student members of the Lee College debate team. First, we have Ruben Capetillo. Next, we have Giovanni Garcia. Next, we have Madison Hall, and Madison is the team captain. And then lastly, we have Advita Shindy. We also want to recognize Impact Early College High School Principal Laura Reyes.
So the LEAD Academy, led by area executive directors in collaboration with curriculum and instruction directors, is a leadership development program designed for assistant principals who aspire to serve in a principal role. The program equips prospective principals with a comprehensive overview of the principalship and the essential competencies required for campus leadership. Participants were selected through a rigorous application process that included submission of a professional resume, written responses to short essay questions, and a favorable recommendation from their campus principal. Throughout the academy, participants engaged in focused learning experience centered on strong leadership and planning, strategic staffing, positive school culture, high-quality instruction, and observation and feedback. Each participant also participated in field experiences where they shadowed current principals and completed a mock interview where they received immediate targeted feedback to support their continued growth. We're proud of their commitment to leadership development and look forward to the meaningful impact they will continue to make on their campuses and across our district. Not all of our participants were able to attend tonight, so I'll call the names of those who were able to come. First, we have Adrian Alarcon from Highlands Junior School. Leah Bell, Hopper Primary. Tori Bernard, GCM. Michelle Solomon, Cedar Bayou Junior. Blair Eubank, Travis Elementary. Tracy Haywood, Baytown Jr. Michelle Jackson, Robert E. Lee. Donnie Lacey, Robert E. Lee. John Langlois, Horace Mann, Jr. Abby Lemus, Crockett. Deanna Marsalis, Austin and Clark Elementaries. Marissa Phillips, Pumphrey Elementary. Dolores Serrano, Carver Elementary. Sherry Smith, Robert E. Lee High School. Carly Tarver, GCM. Luann Taylor, Carver Elementary. Paula Thibodeau, Highlands Elementary. Lisa Vavrika, Stewart Career Tech High School. Michelle Williams, Peter E. Highland. And Robin Wright, Pumphrey Elementary. right, next we have Amanda Kennington, Coordinator of Healthy Community Schools.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. The GCCISD School Health Advisory Council Officer, Ms. Ashley Cox, and I are honored to recognize campus school health advisory committees for their key role in playing and advancing the health and well-being of students, staff, and families. The Whole Child Wellness Award application outlines criteria required for each award level from bronze to platinum based on 10 school health focus areas. 15 campuses, led by a champion, successfully submitted evidence implementing strategies outlined in the district wellness plan. Committees earned bonus points for integrating school health strategies into the school improvement action plan and providing evidence of professional growth, incorporating healthy fundraising options, and integrating sun safety practices into the school environment. The 2026 SHAC Whole Child Wellness Award is supported by Be Well Baytown. Be Well Baytown is an initiative of the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center, sponsored by ExxonMobil. Each gold level campus will receive $350 to use toward Campus Coordinated School Health Initiative, and each platinum level campus will receive $500. At this time, we ask the campus committee representatives to come forward when you hear your names for a photo recognition.
And there are 6 campuses who earned the gold level SHAC Whole Child Wellness Award. First is Alamo Elementary, Principal Salinas Rivera and Champion Amanda Lucas. Next is Banuelos Elementary, Principal Erica Box and Champion Justin Capetillo. Next is Travis Elementary, Principal Scott Platt and Champion Angela Dunson. Next is Victoria Walker Elementary, Principal Paige Burt and Champion Brent Guidry. Next is Asheville Smith Elementary, Principal Lacey Gordon and Champion Cynthia Martinez. Next is Dezabala Elementary, Principal Leah Abbott and Champion Angela Rowland. And I'm going to pass it back to Amanda Kennington for the Platinum Level Awards.
9 campuses earned a platinum level SHAC Whole Child Wellness Award. First up is Austin Elementary, Principal Heather Olacon and Champion Delilah Carrillo. Congratulations. Carver Elementary, Principal Erica Smith and Champion Jamie Rice. Congratulations. Clark Elementary, Principal Kimberly Scheidt and Champion Joe McGrew. Congratulations. Harlem Elementary, Principal Betty Baca and Champion Sherry Young. Congratulations. San Jacinto Elementary, Principal Mark Garena and Champion Kristen Reyes. Congratulations. Bowie Elementary, Principal Damon McLemore and Champion Tanyan Ramos. And the mayor of Bowie, Ms. Cullum. Congratulations. Highlands Elementary, Principal Blocker Capitillo and Champion Joel Kuhn. Congratulations. Humphrey Elementary, Principal Carlasio Smith and Champion Jennifer Starr. Congratulations. Last but not least, Impact Early College High School, Principal Laura Reyes and Champion Myra White.
All right, tonight is my last official board meeting as an employee of Goose Creek. As I'm preparing to end my 38 years in public education, I want to sincerely thank the school board and Dr. Rodriguez for your support, guidance, and commitment to our students and staff. Your leadership has made a lasting impact on my journey. I am deeply grateful to be part of this community, and it has truly been a privilege to serve it. And this concludes our recognitions and acknowledgments. I'll turn the board meeting back over to Mr. Campisi.
I was prepared to keep her a little bit longer. Mrs. Thomas, you beat me to the punchline. Congratulations. Am I able to say what we talked about, how many years you've served here at Goose Creek? Ms. Thomas told me right before this meeting you served 36 years in Goose Creek, and 37 years total. 38. I can't count. The most important part is she's been in education 38 years and remembers every moment of it. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, Ms. Thomas, thank you so much for your service to Goose Creek. It's pretty amazing. So thank you on behalf of our Board of Trustees.
I also think it's important to note that once you're an educator, you really don't ever retire. So you will be seeing Ms. Karen Thomas in the summer providing assistance to the ISD, and probably in the fall as well. So, yes, she's retired with TRS, but not retired from education. So yeah, that's just the way it works. Thank you, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. We'll move on to item number 6 of the agenda, which is approval of minutes prior to this board meeting. The board was given a copy of the May 4th, 2026 regular board meeting minutes. What is the pleasure of the board?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
I have a motion by Mrs. Guy and a second by Mr. Renteria to approve the minutes as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Seeing any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing 6-4-0 opposed and 1 abstention, the minutes are adopted as presented. We'll move on to item number 7, closed meeting. The board will now recess into closed session pursuant to one or more of pursuant to the following sections of Texas Government Code. Sections 551.071 and 551.074. Deliberate regarding board member roles and responsibilities and consult with legal counsel regarding the same. No action will be taken while the board is in closed session. The time is now 7:01 p.m. The time is 7:19 p.m. No action was taken while the board was in closed session. Backwards, but it still counts. We're moving on to item number 9 of the agenda, reorganization of the Board of Trustees. Consider and take possible action to reorganize the Board of Trustees. What is the pleasure of the board?
I'd like to nominate, am I on? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mr. Campisi as president once again.
Do we want to do these all together or one at a time?
The nomination would be for the board to stay the same as it is, no changes. That's about it.
Thank you, Mr. Sampson. We have a motion to reorganize the board and keep it as it is with the present officers. Is there a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Mr. Clem. Any discussion on this item?
Yeah, basically there was no reorganization. We're just keeping it the same. By state law.
Any other discussion? All in favor, please signify by raising your hand. The motion is unanimous. Congratulations to the officers, and I thank you in advance for the trust you place in myself for leading this board.
One more thing to say.
I'll open it up for comments.
In the backs that you don't have to keep your seats. Somebody gonna have to give up their seat. So plan for that for next meeting.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. We're going to move on to item number 10, discussion items, and that's superintendent reports. Dr. Rodriguez, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight we have 2 reports. The first one being career and technical education update, and the second one being the CISD School Health Advisory Council, which better known as the SHAC report. We are going to begin with our CTE update.
Welcome. The floor is yours when you're ready.
All right, good evening. I'm Leah Miller, the CTE Director, and I have Jennifer Guillory, CTE Specialist, with me tonight. And we are going to discuss college and career military readiness and talk about CTE in particular. So we're going to talk about our industry-based certifications and the new tier system that TEA did just roll out this last summer. And so they have divided this into 3 different tiers. Tier 1 is the highest tier. There's 23 IBCs in that tier. We do offer CompTIA as an example in Tier 1. Tier 2, there are 349 IBCs. That's the majority within the tier is in Tier 2, and an example is American Welding Society. And then the third tier is 102 IBCs, and an example is NCCR Core. So this does not go into effect until class of 2027 for the first 2028 accountability, where we will have a 5% cap on Tier 3 IBCs. The full tier implementation is looking at 2031 accountability, where our differential weighting will come in. That has not yet been finalized by TEA, but that will be for our incoming 9th graders. That new accountability system will come into play. So for this next slide, this is some data for our class of 2026, and it's broken down by our graduating class numbers, and then our counseling department did provide our projected CCMR for the class. So we're still under our same accountability system, and we're high 90s, 100% at Stewart. And then the next column is our CTE pathway completers. So that's students who take 3 courses for at least 4 credits, and that's the number of completers by campus where we have CTE programs of study. And then the last column is our pathway completers who have earned CCMR through one of those areas on the side. So not only industry-based certifications, but also focused on dual credit, level 1, level 2 college certificates or associate degrees. We wanted to highlight that because our academies do drive dual credit. Our Pathways in Technology Early College High Schools, one of our measures is that our students graduate with 15 hours of dual credit. So we do know we have some work to target within those areas and fill in the gaps, and so that's our goal moving forward with IBCs. So for targeting as we're moving forward, with our new 5x5 model, we are really hopeful that our students have more room in their schedule to take and finish CTE pathways. We're going to utilize CareerCraft. That is going to be able to allow us to target and pinpoint students to see what they are enrolled in, track their dual credit, track their industry-based certifications. And then we're also going to work with strengthening our counselor advising, student pathway awareness, targeting our junior schools so that they're really learning about our pathways and making the right choices as they're coming into high school.
All right, and I'll kind of wrap it up briefly with our plans as a department to prepare for this new accountability. So in this summer, we are currently working on adding industry-based certification vendors for new certifications that we plan to add going forward. And then also purchasing curriculum resources and providing teacher professional development to support those new IBCs that we're moving forward with and plan to offer in the future. And then as we come into the fall of 2026, this next fall, and throughout the school year, we will be piloting new IBCs. And within that, we will also, as a level of support during our PLC time, our department's PLC days, we will work with our teachers to establish IBC attainment goals that are aligned to the new accountability targets for each campus. And then finally, conduct 9-week CCMR progress checks in conjunction with our campus administrators and all of our counselors, where we'll focus on reviewing our program of study, our data, including our enrollment in our CTE courses, our IBC attainment progress, and then finally our dual credit completion. So that's kind of how we're going to, move from this point forward as we move into the new accountability.
I will say for time purposes, we gave you extensive data in the board packet for you to review, and we can answer any questions on that, but it was just a lot of information, but we wanted to give you that. So we have all of our IBCs, our program of study, what tier they currently are on, what we are looking at moving forward to offer, and then enrollment data, IBCs earned for all campuses. That's it.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
So I think my original question for this was how many of our kids are earning CCMR through only IBCs and completers, being completers earning IBCs. And so I see we have the data in the board packet, or it doesn't tell me how many of these kids, this is the only way they're earning it.
Yes, ma'am. That is the
But I do see that compared to the number of students who are pathway completers, the numbers of those students earning IBCs is pretty low.
In some of those areas, yes, ma'am.
So, well, in a lot of them. So I guess, can you speak to that a little bit?
Is there a specific?
Well, let's see. We've got.
And I will say that we are paying for students to take IBCs now, but it is a student choice. So just like AP, we don't force any of our kids if they don't feel like they're prepared. They do take the pre-test, but I will make that comment. But if you have a specific one, I can.
So I'm just looking at the first one.
Okay.
When I look at the Health Science Academy, I see that we have 82 pathway completers, and we have 27 that have earned an IBC.
Yes. So we have 2 pathways. Biomedical science is one pathway. We are adding the base biomedical science IBC for next school year. That's brand new. I think 2 years ago that certification was added. So our advisory board members have been really heavy on EKG, phlebotomy, and most of those kids also are going biology and pre-med. So our push has also been to get an associate's degree for those students, but we are adding that IBC. It is a $200 IBC. So in the past, I think we were a little leery on the cost for students, but now we are going to pay that IBC.
Aren't we reimbursed by the state for IBCs?
For 2, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
if they pass. Mm-hmm.
So then, and I go down just a little bit, the Global Business Academy, there are 54 completers and only 7 have earned an IBC.
Yes. And so when we move to Microsoft Office Expert, our students are getting that specialist certification, but they're having a hard time reaching that expert level. So we are adding the NOCD General Business Certification as another option. So we'll give them 2 options where they can do Microsoft Office or the NOCD exam in their practicum class their senior year. So we're going to try to catch it that way. And then another push also within the Global Business Academy is that dual credit, core complete, or their associate's degree with that emphasis in business.
Okay. And I understand that. I guess my question is, why aren't our kids passing IBCs? That's my big question right there, because we're putting all of our eggs in other baskets when we put a lot of time and energy and money into the CTE programs, and they're not being successful here. That's my big question. Our other teachers are held accountable when their kids are not passing tests, right?
Right.
And so I feel like these teachers also need to be held accountable if their kids aren't passing tests.
Yes. I agree. And that doesn't mean that we have even every single student taking the test, so we could go further with that data on who actually tested and that pass rate too. So we are looking at that, yes. And we set goals with our teachers at our PLCs, so it is going to be heavily targeted.
Okay. My next question is, we offer very few Tier 1 certifications. I know there aren't as many Tier 1 certifications available, but when I look at the list of ones that we're looking at adding next year, none of them are Tier 1.
So there is an American Welding Society that is a package. We are actually looking for that, and it'll fit for our ag mechanics and welding. It is a Tier 1.
Okay. I don't think that was on that list.
It is in this. I have a sheet that has all the Tier 1s here. I can send that to you.
Are there any others that we could look at?
So
like
most of them are
in
in
Tier 3 certifications?
Yes,
we have a lot of Tier 3 certifications.
We're going to explore, but most of them are duplicated. So there might be 5 networking Tier 1 certifications. So it's for the same program of study. So that's a challenge also, is that there's not a big variety. But yes, we're going to explore. There's 3 I think we were looking into.
Okay. Is there a reason we're keeping so many Tier 3 certifications?
So anywhere we can add a Tier 2 to that, I think it's also building those skills. So, for example, NCCR Core is a Tier 3, so they would take that their sophomore or junior year, and then the next one is carpentry, so that's the Tier 2. So we still value that Tier 3 certification as the building block for the next level. So I think more than one certification is going to help a student's resume. So we're trying to have at least Tier 2 or Tier 3 options.
But we're not getting, so we're not getting reimbursed by that for the tier, for like several different
certifications. So we are going to be very specific with students and pathways, and making sure with those teachers, okay, which ones are they going to take, which ones are we going to reimburse? Yes, so that we don't go over the 2.
Okay. And then another concern, like I've voiced before, is the 5x5. I feel like they're not going to have time to practice the skills needed for those certification exams, so I feel like our numbers could go down.
So we have aligned most of those to practicum courses where they span the entire year. So they're going to have that 80-minute block for the entire year to really focus on those certifications for a lot of our level 4 classes.
When you're talking about the skills building every year, they're not having as much practice building those skills every year. That's one concern. And then when you talk about you'll strengthen the counselor advising piece, what does that look like?
So we currently meet with counselors, but we've been working heavily with our new director, and we are going to start doing more workshops throughout the year, making sure that they understand, especially new counselors coming in, do they understand the pathways, and then also looking at 4-year plans. We're moving to EduThings, and so we're hoping that that will also help. It's a more user-friendly system for our counselors, and we'll be able to track.
Okay. Are they going to start meeting with families and students one-on-one to do 4-year plans? Or
yes,
just putting them in the computer is really a thing.
Yes, that is required.
It is, but it's not happening. So is it going to start happening, I guess is my question. Because that's where you get kids to buy into programs of study.
Yes, I agree. It needs to happen. Yes, it will start happening.
Okay, that's all my questions.
On the preparing for new accountability slide,
yes, sir.
Would you tell me what an industry-based certification vendor is?
So all of these different certifications have different entities that we have to buy from. So we have to go through the whole purchasing department, get them to be a vendor, an approved vendor, before we can actually buy vouchers to test our students. So it's a whole process of working with our business department to get them set up.
Okay. And then back several slides in the new accountability tier system, tier 2 and 3 say does not require curriculum, and the second thing on the preparing for accountability is purchase curriculum. So what's the discrepancy between those?
So that was one of the states. If they said that it requires the curriculum, then they put it as a lower level. So like tier 3, where you have to buy a certain curriculum, that's kind of where they rated those. So the ones that, like ICV, for example, for floral design, or those, we have to buy that curriculum in order to offer it. We already buy that. That's what's been adopted.
What are we going to be buying that we don't have? And why?
For this, it's going to be more buying the IBC vouchers to test, not curriculum. So it's going to be the vouchers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments for this panel?
That's okay. That's okay.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
All right, next we have our GCCISD School Health Advisory Council, our SHAC report.
If one of y'all would grab that microphone from the podium too and bring it with you. Mr. Flood was already on it. Thanks, sir. All right, welcome. The only thing I ask is when you're speaking to please make sure you're speaking into the microphone so that people online will be able to hear us. The green light will mean it's on.
Dr. Eggers will be joining us, I believe, here momentarily. All right. Good evening, President Campese, members of the board, and Dr. Rodriguez. My name is Amanda Kennington, the coordinator of Healthy Community Schools. I serve as your SHAC facilitator. The SHAC chair and parent representative, Mr. David Reed, is out of town on business this evening. However, we have leads from the council subcommittees with us tonight to summarize the annual progress and deliver highlights from the 25-26 School Health Advisory Council Board report. And then we'll conclude with some goals for 26-27 school year. Before we start our presentation, we'd like any School Health Advisory Council members in attendance tonight to please stand or wave and be recognized. Ms. Pena is here. There she is. Ms. Caldwell, there she is. And Dr. Times, thank you all for being here and your commitment toward achieving our policy goals and school health initiatives. Every independent school district is required by state law to establish local school health advisory council, or a SHAC. Our primary goal of the SHAC is to assist the district in ensuring that the local community values are reflected in the district's health education instruction. The members act in an advisory capacity to the Board of Trustees regarding coordinated school health programming and its impact on student health and learning. The SHAC functions in compliance according to Texas Education Code 28.004. The GCCISD Board of Trustees approved the appointment of 47 members to the Volunteer Advisory Council. An additional community organization was recruited to bring the total composition of our SHAC to 25 parents, 20 district employees, and 3 community representatives. And we're happy to highlight that 25 members, or 52% of the SHAC, are returning members. Participating in the SHAC is a wonderful way to collaborate with the school district and community organizations or agencies to increase parental awareness of available community programs and services. This group of individuals provide invaluable advice to the district on methods to advance student academic performance by promoting, practicing, and coordinating school health education and services. GCCISD SHAC hosted 4 general meetings. Meeting minutes and audio recordings are posted on the SHAC's website, as well as the Wellness Policy Assessment and Plan. The SHAC is divided into each of 4 standing subcommittees to address the health issues that we may see in our school-age children, along with some ad hoc committees. 12 subcommittee meetings were hosted this year to ensure that all members were engaged in the efforts. I'm going to turn it over now to Brittany Culpepper to introduce the newly formed Giant Care Collective, which was established this year as a subcommittee of the SHAC.
Hello, I'm Brittany Culpepper, Goose Creek CISD Coordinator of Marketing and Giants Care Collective sponsor, a student-led subcommittee of the School Health Advisory Council. With me are Giants Care Collective members Isaac Silva and Shayla Ortiz. The Giants Care Collective was established in January and included 18 members, juniors and seniors, with representation from all 5 high schools. We held 7 meetings with meals sponsored by Airmark, so we appreciate them for that. The team's goal for spring semester was to name the Youth Advisory Board, because Youth Advisory Board was kind of boring by itself, define our mission, and run our first health campaign to raise awareness of a health concern affecting teens, so their peers. Student members decided on the name Giants Care Collective with a mission to elevate student voice in district health and wellness efforts by helping shape meaningful district policy, supporting SHAC initiatives, and leading campaigns that inspire peers to engage in healthier choices. So the health campaign that the students chose to go after for this semester is the topic of energy drink overconsumption. So you're going to receive a flyer that was handed out. The health campaign ran for the month of April and included establishing the Giants.Care Instagram account and creating all the content that came with that, and created a campaign for social media. They distributed flyers at Lee College during the wellness walk that was actually coordinated by Isaac, so shout out to him. Distributing flyers and posters at all of the high schools. There was a student editorial. We did a recording on a podcast, so Goose Call podcast. There's one about energy drinks specifically. That was this group. And they hosted a booth at Dia del Nino with energy source game that helped children identify good and bad sources of energy. So overall, I'm just incredibly proud of what the students were able to complete in just a semester, and I'm excited to see what we can accomplish next year with a full year to work together.
Yes, we are excited about the opportunities to collaborate, effort of the Giant Care Collective, and bring and look forward to sharing future projects with you all, measuring impacts with the board and the community. I'm going to pass over the mic to our SHAC secretary to highlight areas of focus and successes from the 25-26 school year.
Hi, my name is Ashley Cox, and I have served as a parent representative on the SHAC for the past 5 years. I have witnessed how important it is that the home, school, and community collaborate to contribute to each child's success. The SHAC work focuses on the whole child by engaging stakeholders from various district departments, campus health advisory committees, students, and community partners to implement coordinated school health programming. Each year, we are seeing growth overall in meeting the board wellness goals collectively. As you witnessed earlier this evening, many of our schools were recognized for their whole child efforts locally. Our district has also been recognized on a national level, with 13 of our schools earning a place on the America's Healthiest Schools list. As a school community, we pledged support of a healthier Texas and earned first in the State Community Challenge. The district successfully hosted the annual Family Wellness Festival with over 1,300 community members in attendance. The goal of the event is to provide free wellness resources and engage the community by promoting healthy habits. Now we will hear from a few of our subcommittees.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Natalie Edwards. I'm the Director of Nutrition Services, and I want to give a brief summary of what we did this year with the Nutrition Services Subcommittee. So, along with our recommended focus area to strengthen our coordinated school health efforts for the year, we also had the committee have the opportunity to visit 3 of our campuses and observe lunchtime routines and nutrition program practices. Nutrition promotion information can be found on cafeteria walls, bulletin boards, through social media, marketing campaigns, at Catch Family Nights, and via at-home snacking challenges and contests. The photograph on this slide is of Babylon Microfarms, which is a compact indoor hydroponic unit tailored for K-12 students. It allows students to grow fresh produce year-round while providing hands-on, multidisciplinary lessons in plant biology, sustainability, and agriculture without requiring heavy maintenance. At the Catch Family Nights, parents had the opportunity to sample what students eat at school. At Lee High School, students had an opportunity to participate in our Flavor Frenzy, and it's a sampling event to give our dietitian and our menu planner ideas of what the students want for the upcoming school year. We offer pop-up events, Tasty Tuesday, limited time only options to encourage students to try new offerings. This year, the Buffalo Bacon Waffle Laco was a hit. We also served over 190 meals at our Family Wellness event. Also, with the upcoming regulations about food dyes, elementary students had an opportunity to transform everyday ingredients like turmeric and beets and hibiscus to vibrant colors to dye some eggs. We continue to identify new ingredients and develop tasty menu items in response to federal guidelines related to changes to sodium and sugar standards. So our goal is to keep strengthening our efforts to encourage our students to eat at school. Right now, we are doing summer meals, so all kids can eat free, ages 1 to 18, at our open campuses, or we partner with Baytown Parks and Rec. So we are around several parks in the area and San Jacinto Community Center in Highlands. And I would like to thank the SHAC volunteers for their input and continued support.
The Health, PE, Physical Activity Subcommittees, they had some key accomplishments, including supporting health instruction, prevention, education, physical activity opportunities, and campus wellness events. In 2026-2027, the committee recommends expanding staff resources for health instruction, support movement before and after school across all campuses where feasible. We're looking at expanding opportunities for physical activity throughout the school day, increasing staff training on physical activity integration. The pictures on the slides kind of are just a handful of the photos to highlight some innovative ways that schools are integrating comprehensive physical, emotional, nutrition, health education. Shade structures this year were installed at Clark and De Zavala Elementary. Trees were planted at Asheville Smith in January as part of United Way Day of Service projects, and installation of a shade structure there should be complete within actually the coming week right now. So we should have our final one at the elementary at Asheville Smith, a sunshade. The schools have brought, but it's not necessarily captured, equally important are the nutrition and character strong lessons, abstinence education, things like substance abuse prevention, and more that are taught in the classrooms. The goal is to deliver a holistic, engaging wellness program using existing instructional time efficiently. The recess marking projects provide purposeful activity zones for healthy and engaging active play. You see pictured there. School gardens, there's for the active recess markings, there's a hundreds chart there, so there is learning taking place also with that activity, which is wonderful. School gardens create an inclusive outdoor learning environment where students of all abilities engage in hands-on gardening experiences. We're seeing these spaces supporting students' emotional well-being. Time spent outdoors in nature is showing to reduce stress, improve mood, and help students reset. Walk to school, we had 10 walk to school events this year, engaging families in active transportation and physical activity, and more than 20 catch family engagement events were reported, including nutrition education and physical activity promotion. Photographed here are Highlands and De Zavala color runs as well, which both had large community attendance. Dr. Akers, Director of Employee Wellness, served on our Wellness Plan Subcommittee, and she'll share a recommendation based off of the assessment and data review.
The Wellness Plan Subcommittee reviewed campus healthy school assessment data in April of 2026. The committee identified both strengths and opportunities for physical activity, nutrition, and policy implementation. Our data showed notable successes in program evaluation efforts, as well as sustainable practices across departments. This crazy-looking graph you see on the right, there are many, many data points within the Healthy Schools Assessment. And so this is a really cool way to look at it, overview. If you imagine that center point as being at 0%, and then all around that circle is every question, every data point we had. So the further you are away from the center, the closer we are to being 100% for those data points. So that gives you an overall look, and that was how we could begin to frame our conversations, by looking at those areas that were closer to the center and knowing that's where we needed to focus. So the committee discovered key overlaps and opportunities to address the areas, both to maximize the impact and efficiency of our work, so that we're strengthening and not duplicating our current plan. One required board policy area includes a goal for physical activity, specifically goal number 6 in regards to access to physical activity facilities outside of school areas. The challenge in meeting this selected action is that overall as Baytown, we've lost the YMCA, we don't have the Boys and Girls Club, so we don't have a lot of community facilities supporting those extracurricular activities outside of schools. And so what we want to do, what our recommendation for the board is to look at and develop a revised shared use policy to try to allow our community to have more access to our facilities during non-school hours. These guidelines would include addressing supervision, liability, and maintenance. We want to partner with local organizations, specifically the Parks and Recreation Department, to supervise and help us manage that use, and continue to publicize our facility availability and schedules to our families and the broader community.
Thank you. The proposed SHAC 2026-27 strategic priorities are to continue increasing the alignment between the district wellness goals and campus implementation, strengthen the data collection and evaluation, and promote sustainable wellness practices across departments. We're going to continue positioning GCCISD as a leader in coordinated school health.
The SHAC would like to invite individuals that are interested in participating in the 2026-2027 committee to complete an application by visiting the GCCISD SHAC website. Applications have also been sent via Parent Square. Paper copies are also available upon request.
And thank you all for the opportunity to present the continuing progress of the SHAC and the commitment to healthy schools and healthy students. We appreciate the support of the Board of Trustees and district leadership as well. Together, GCCISD can continue advancing student wellness and academic success. We'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Any comments or questions?
Dr. Akers, the policy, shared use policy you're recommending revising, is that a board policy or an administrative policy?
I believe that is a board policy.
Okay.
Ms. Akers, would you repeat that in the microphone, please?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes, that is a board policy. And it is, do we have it on here, ma'am?
GKD, I believe it is. So we're just looking at potentially this year expanding on that, if there is an expanded GKD. Yes, sir.
I'm also excited to see what the shared use policy looks like and the potential that could help our community with use of facilities. I think it's remarkable when we have a committee that's built with a majority of parent and student volunteers, not employees. We know they do not get paid. They get paid as much as a trustee does. And they put a lot of work into this, so thank you for that. And I just love seeing the results when non-employees come to the table and really contribute to Goose Creek. That was amazing.
You made the flyer? That's awesome. We need one for Bates.
Yes. I think the topic was on point. It's amazing. Wonderful flyer. Thank you for what y'all are doing and coming tonight to present. Are there any more questions from the panel? Thank you. What? One more? Wait.
So I do have a question. Who is the lead for SHAC? Is that
yes, sir.
You really? Okay, so if there's a request to have the board modify the policy, you and I are going to have a conversation because the board would need to take action. I just want to make sure everybody's aware that presenting and walking away doesn't mean that is action has been taken. So sometime next week, if we can have a conversation, it'd be great, so we can bring it back for an action item.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, everybody.
You started on that baby.
Well, since you graduated, you can charge. You ought to start charging now by the hour. Thank you. It is a great flyer.
Great job. That concludes discussion. All right, that concludes superintendent reports and discussion items. We'll move on to item number 11, action items. Dr. Rodriguez, 11A, please, sir.
Yes, sir. 11A, we have consider and take possible action on adoption of the 2026-27 proposed budgets for general fund, debt service fund, and Child Nutrition Fund.
What is the pleasure of the board?
I move we approve the budget as presented.
Second.
I heard a motion by Mr. Clem to approve and a second by Ms. Brattens. Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct. To approve as presented, 11A. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Seeing 7 for, 0 against, the motion passes unanimously.
I do want to thank administration. Yes, I think a round of applause to administration is appropriate. I do want to say this during the interview process. One of the things that we talked about collectively was that it was important to get away from planning a budget and to begin budgeting a plan. And I do want to highlight Mrs. Clark and her team because they ran with the concept. And it's very difficult to have a balanced budget in today's educational world. So because of that, Mrs. Clark took the lead. But I do also want to acknowledge that there are many administrators, principals included, that also understood that we are transitioning to budgeting a plan, which is a very different mindset. So, yes, thank you to the board for requesting that this be moved up. Mr. Clem, appreciate that. And I appreciate the board taking action on the item. And, of course, more than anything, I appreciate the administrator. So thank you very much.
Good job.
Now we will clap. Dr. Rodriguez, thank you for your leadership, and of course, Ms. Clark and everyone at Goose Creek that had a part in that. To pass a balanced budget, like Dr. Rodriguez said, in today's day and age, today is a day for Goose Creek to really be proud of where we've been and where we are now. So, Ms. Clark, thank you to you and your team as well.
I can breathe.
All right, Dr. Rodriguez, we can move on to consent agenda, 11B.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. 11B, consider and take possible action on consent agenda. We have multiple items. I'm going to begin with item number 1, donation from Goose Creek CISD Education Foundation designated from ExxonMobil. Number 2, innovative courses for instrumentation, process technology, and logistics dual credit pathways with Lee College. Number 3, Harris County Department of Education High Point East MOU for 26-27 school year. Number 4, Harris County Juvenile Justice Alternative Education Program, better known as JJAEP MOU for the 26-27 school year. Number 5, Fencing Materials, Installation and Related Services, CSP. Number 6, Fresh Baked Goods, CSP. Number 7, Beverage Vending Services, RFP. Number 8, Catering Services, RFP. Number 9, Career Technical Education, better known as CTE Equipment and Supplies, RFP. 10 is Fundraising Items and Services, RFP. Number 11, Generator Maintenance, Repair and Inspection Services, RFP. Number 12, Miscellaneous Retail Goods and Services, RFP. 13, Police, Security Equipment, Supplies and Related Services, RFP. 14, Interlocal Authorization for Chambers County Mosquito Control Services on district property. And last, number 15, interlocal agreement with University of Texas at Austin Regional Security Operations Center, RSOC services. Yes, and I would like to inform the board that number 14, interlocal authorization for Chambers County Mosquito Control Services on district property, that is an item that administration is requesting to pull from the consent agenda at this time.
Your request is granted to pull number 4 from the consent agenda. 14. What number did I say? 14.
Maybe 4 too.
No.
No, just 14.
Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be pulled for separate consideration or discussion? I will pull item number 2 for a separate vote.
And I will move to approve items 1, 3 through 13, and 15 as presented.
I second. I have a motion by Mr. Clem to approve item number 1, 3 through 13, and number 15 as presented. Any discussion on these items? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Seeing 7, 4, and 0 against, motion passes. Dr. Rodriguez, would you reintroduce 11B2, please?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Back for consideration, 11B2, Innovative Courses for Instrumentation, Process Technology, and Logistics Dual Credit Pathways with Lee College.
Move to approve 11B2 as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Clem and a second by Mrs. Bratens to approve 11B2 on the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Any opposed? And 1 abstention. We have 6, 4, 0 against, 1 abstention. That item passes.
Next, we have item 11C, consider and take possible action to appoint delegate and alternate to the 2026 Texas Association of School Boards Delegate Assembly.
Recommend action is to approve the appointment of the board president as the official voting delegate and vice president as the alternate to the 2026 TASB Delegate Assembly.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Mrs. Bratens and a second by Mr. Renteria to approve. Any discussion? Hearing none.
The vice president will be unable to attend the convention this year, so we may want to vote this motion down and appoint a secondary, whatever I was going to be.
All right.
Substitute. Thank you.
And so with that being said, we will vote on this one with the recommendation by Vice President to vote it down. All in favor, please signify by raising your hand. All opposed?
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry.
Seeing 0, 4, and 7 against, the motion fails. Do I have another motion on this item?
Is there anyone who wants to be the alternate, who maybe hasn't done it before?
Who else are you going, Mr. Martinez?
This is Houston in October.
Oh, Houston in October. What dates?
In October.
Oh, that's the October one?
This isn't.
Lord have mercy, I just made a fool of myself.
So you'll be there?
I'm not going to the summer one.
Okay.
I thought this was the summer one. Is it the October one? Okay.
So you're available?
I am going to that. So let's just start all over, shall we?
Well, bring it up for reconsideration.
Yes, bring it up. Then I make a motion, we bring item 11C up for reconsideration.
I'm going to give you a pass, Ricky.
Thank you, Mercedes. I appreciate that. I told y'all it's been a long day.
So I will take that as a motion for reconsideration of 11A.
11C.
11C.
You and I have both had long days.
The president and the vice president.
Somebody's got to second that feeble motion.
So 11C is back on the table for the. Oh, we have to vote to reconsider. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Clem. Any discussion? All in favor to reconsider this one and bring it back on the table, please signify by raising your hands. I see 6, 4, 7, 4, 0 against. The motion is back on the table. Now I will entertain a motion.
Turn my microphone off.
Make a motion to proceed as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Mrs. Bratens and a second by Mr. Renteria to appoint the board president and the vice president as the designee and the alternate at the 2026 TASB Delegate Assembly. Any more conversation or discussion? All in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Seeing 7, 4, and 0 against, the motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Clem. I'll see you on the floor. Oh, no worries, no worries. At least you had the letters right. Moving on to item number D, future board agenda items, board updates, and board meetings. For future board agenda items, are there any items a board member would like to see entertained on a future agenda?
I have one.
Yes,
and it's probably maybe would have to wait until like September, but I think that it would be nice for the board to have a presentation on the new CCMR accountability, what that's going to look like, because I think that when we're considering things that have to do with that, we need to understand what
what they're actually going to be looking for.
Okay, thank you. Noted for September. Mrs. Garcia?
I believe they're supposed to release it in June, so by September it should be good.
Are there any other items for future board agendas? Mrs. Clark's not ready to start on next year's budget. One more week off. Okay, D2, board updates. This is where we talk about a little shout out of what board members have done in the community or in schools since our last board meeting. I'll start on my left if anyone has any share outs. Mrs. Guy, Mr. Martinez.
I think it was pretty cool how we all graduated a lot of children a week or so ago. It was really very exciting.
We sure did, and we'll note that the weather held out.
And the weather cooperated.
It always does.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Sampson?
Nothing.
Mrs. Broad-Thames? Mr. Entry, you have something you have to share out.
I've got something to say, but I'm going to pass.
Can we?
It's in my head, so I got to keep it.
Can we talk about Ed's Bistro and what you did out there real quick?
Yeah, that was cool. Ed's Bistro? Yeah.
Tell us about it. Yeah. I'll just share on Mr. Renteria's behalf. Mr. Renteria cooked or was a celebrity chef at Battle of the Bridge at Ed's Bistro in LaPorte, where our celebrities went up against LaPorte celebrities with our Titan Table chefs. Mr. Renteria did some amazing cooking out there. I was smart enough not to respond to the email before he did, so he got the trustee seat and I got to watch. Great job, Mr. Renteria. He made an amazing salsa. A little bit of spice, but it was really good. And Dr. Rodriguez, you represented us quite well. You're not getting off free here. Dr. Rodriguez knows how to cook too. And to follow up on that, our celebrity chef, Mayor, brought the Battle of the Bridge home to Goose Creek. So with that, that's a program that gets better and better every day. I think I've spoken enough, so I won't have any share-outs at this time. Future board meetings are June 5th, July 13th, and August 3rd. If you're unable to attend those meetings, please speak with Mrs. Garcia directly so we can ensure a quorum. Correct. June 15th, July 13th, and August 3rd.
Right.
I'm going to say that I broke my glasses and I'm wearing my old glasses from like 8 years ago, so I'm going to blame that. The numbers are real blurry. All right, we'll move on to closed session.
Again, second time.
Hold on, I have to read it. I'm really having a hard time seeing my screen, y'all. The board will now recess in a closed session pursuant to one or more of the following sections of Texas Government Code, sections 551.071, 072, 073, 074, 075, 076, 082, 083, 084, 087, and 089. No action will be taken while the board is in closed session. The time is now 8:09 p.m. Open session, the time is 10:50 p.m. No action was taken while the board was in closed session. We'll resume the agenda on item, still can't read the numbers, 11G1. 11G1. Dr. Rodriguez?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. For item 11G1, A through F, administration is requesting that the board approve those positions, excluding G and H.
Let the record show G and H has been pulled. What is the pleasure of the board?
I'll move to approve as presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. Clem and a second by Mrs. Guy to approve item 11G 1A through F. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by raising hands. Seeing 6-4-0 against, the motion passes. No further business before this board. We are adjourned. The time is 10:51. Congratulations to our newest employees and to our members of the public that stuck around with us until 10:52. Thank you for being here.
They didn't stay because they wanted to.
I win.
Yeah, okay.